Welcome back to my channel. I'm Zipporah, the Lux Angel, and today I am back with another third-party tarot reading. Please remember that these readings are timeless, general, and for entertainment purposes only. That means only listen to what directly applies to your personal situation, leave the rest for someone else, and by all means, please contact licensed professionals and or the proper authorities regarding any mental, medical, legal, or financial emergencies and or crises. That being said, let us begin. First things first, the handbag of the day is my beautiful Gucci Marmont small shoulder bag, and she will serve as today's vision board inspiration for all the abundance manifestors out there. If you need assistance with your own personal manifestation technique and or your personal relationships, feel free to book a reading with me, and you can find the information for that in the description box below. All right, let us begin. We're going to start by, we usually use this deck, choosing the deck, and this is the Kawaii Tarot by Diana Lopez. But we're going to start with the Oracle of Roses. Oracle of the Roses by Sherilyn Darcy is how we start off these third-party tarot readings. All right, Archangel Michael, please cleanse and protect our energy as we read. Thank you, Archangel Michael. And please and thank you, Spirit. Who is this third party? Get right into the reading. Who is this third party? Thank you, Spirit. Who is this third party? 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 All right. Let us do one more shuffle and go right to it. All right. Oh my goodness gracious. It won't ever change, will it? We have the Liberator coming out first. I might as well just start with this card. Like, just go back through the third-party tarot readings. This Liberator card, we want to come out all the time. All right, but this is coming out on your side, collective. So we have the Liberator. Yes, it's true. The collective be coming to set the captives free out this bitch. And the Caregiver. Here we go. This is definitely collective energy, liberating people, caring for people, loving people. All right. Who is this third party, Spirit? What they doing? We have the Mystic. Oh, that's different. Who is this? Who is this Mystic, child, in y'all's energy? The Mystic, the Child. And immediately what I got with that was an immature mystic, so an immature spiritualist. But also this could be someone who practices, I'm getting someone who's a practitioner, and they could have a child, but they could also be childish. But I'm getting also that they have a child. You could be the caregiver to this child. Okay, here we go. Yeah, here we go. Here we go. There could be some sort of a spiritual person who's very controlling over their child or wants to like indoctrinate their child into their ways. But you're the caregiver of this child. So you could be the babysitter. You could be some sort of maternal like influence in this child's life. Like literal caregiver is what this is saying. But with the Liberator here, it's like you help the child to see in other ways. Very interesting, this one. We have the Architect. All right, who and what is trying to build? Yeah, the Architect, the Sage. They're trying to build their child up, and this could be an adult child too. So this could be someone's mother. It doesn't mean that the child is young. However, you still nurture this person in some way. Okay, so we have the Architect and the Sage. They are trying to indoctrinate their child into their ways and build this child up into their ways. And then we have the Artist and the Democrat. And you could be encouraging the child in their independent play. And what I'm saying with that was this Artist and the Democrat, the child might be into other stuff that maybe the parent is not. And you're like, oh, but you're so good. You know, if you're drawing, you know, continue to draw. You're so talented. Or oh, you want to play this instrument? Oh, that's beautiful. If you practice, you can keep going. And you're putting these ideas into the child's head of just being themselves and that they can excel. But this so-called spiritualist doesn't want that. It's like, here we go with these weirdo mothers, weirdo parental figures. Okay. It's just almost like this person is obsessed with their own craft. And because they're so immersed in that world, that's all they see for their child. So this this is not a cult that I'm getting, but it's a cult-like mentality where this person is trying to basically, like I said, indoctrinate their child into their ways because that's the only thing that they can see. It's like their child is an extension of them rather than their own person. Okay, and this could be someone's grown child whom, with this caregiver card, I mean, you could live with this person, okay, and you nurture them, maybe you play a traditional gender role, maybe you cook and clean for them. But with the caregiver card, I'm more so getting the fact that you pour into this person, like I just said. You encourage their dreams, you encourage the childlike nature within their inner child. You basically nurture their inner child. That's what I'm getting here. So if they have dreams and visions of doing something, you would be encouraging it, feeding it. Whereas they have some sort of parental figure that wants them to do what they want them to do. Okay. And it could just be, building in some sort of traditional sense. They want them to go down a traditional route, like an architect or something like that. But this person is more of an artist or has an artistic side. So again, I'm getting some sort of a parental figure here who is basically trying to control their child. And here you are once again with by you, I'm talking about collective, nurturing and encouraging people to be themselves. And this person ain't liking it. All right. So, Spirit, please and thank you. What are the circumstances surrounding this energy, please? What are the circumstances surrounding this energy, please? What are the circumstances? Look at this, just fighting. So they could be fighting with this person, bumping heads all the time. What are the circumstances? And this person would be using manipulation tactics because, the mystic and the sage, it's more like they come across as wise, or they believe that they're wise. And so they would use manipulation to get their person or your person, whomever this is, to see their side, using the fact that they have wisdom or whatnot. Look, with the moon, exactly. Seeing the person as a page, exactly. Circumstances surrounding this. Circumstances surrounding this. Just almost reminds me of when I was in the store one time and I saw this young girl with who I believe could have been her mother. But she looked so cute. Like, she was dressed in this like floral print dress that looked like it came straight out of the 90s. I absolutely loved it. And then she had those old school like 90s, 2000s, like, those little clips that were shaped like a butterfly and you put them in your hair and stuff like that. She had those on either side. And I just was like, oh my gosh, she looks so cute. And her mother, I was singing in the store like I always do. There was an Ariana Grande song on. And I think it was, what is that song? Ain't got no tears left to cry. Yeah, is that one. Whatever. I was singing that in the store. If something's on, I was going to be singing. Anyway, and so I was coming around the corner. I was just like, oh my gosh, you look so cute. And her mother immediately interrupted me and was just like, you sound amazing. Oh my gosh, you sound just like her. And I was just like, oh, thank you. That's so kind, blah, blah, blah. And then I was still trying to talk to her daughter because you could see her daughter was like perking up, like, and I was just like, oh my gosh, you look so, and no, but you really sound like her. You really sound like her. It was like she was deflecting the attention off of her daughter to stop her daughter from getting a compliment by deflecting and just talking about me and my singing. And I was just like, it was such a weird interaction because it was clearly that's what was happening. And it was almost like, because her daughter was dressed completely different from her. She was dressed more normal, like casual, like wearing a tank top and some jeans or something. But her daughter was all dressed up in this cute, super cute dress with the little clips in her hair. And it was just like the vibe I got was like she didn't want her daughter getting compliments looking like that. That's what it came across. I thought it was the weirdest interaction. But it's this kind of energy that's going on right here. Like some sort of parental figure trying to dampen the inner child of their child, which is sad. But unfortunately, it happens all too often. And here comes the collective to liberate. See? First card out, the devil. First card out, the devil. This is somebody with an attachment, but this is how they see you, though. Because you are out here trying to instill self-love in someone. You know? I was appreciating that girl and her self-expression. And she was lighting up. But her mother was shutting it down. I mean, I couldn't even get all the words out before I could just interact and have the girl like, oh, just, no, it was you and your voice. And I was like, okay, I'm just singing in the store, lady. Like, calm down. But, yeah. And it's right up under the liberator. It's like, you are the antithesis of everything that this person would want around their child, because whatever their child has in them, they're trying to stifle it. They're the demonic attachment, but they will have that projection onto you. Like, oh, don't influence my child to follow their dreams, love this part of themselves. They need to be this instead type energy. Look, 9 of Pentacles. Could you be giving somebody money? Could you be helping invest in somebody's dream? Could you be? I'm low-key getting that. That's falling right up under the caregiver with this 9 of Pentacles. Okay. But again, this could also be something about the child's beauty in some way. Let me see what's up under here. The artist. Okay. Because we do have the sensualist and the storyteller, the knight and the lover. I mean, you could be encouraging someone's self-expression through the way they look. That could be another thing. We have the 3 of Wands. Let me see. But you damn sure could be investing into somebody. Maybe you paid for them to get a makeover. Maybe you paid for them to get some makeup. Maybe you paid for them to get some new clothes, or maybe you paid for them to go to fashion school. I don't know, but in some way, it's like they feel like you're an enabler of their child to be living out their dreams. See, look, 4 of Pentacles. Yeah. Saving money to do something. And they're seeing you as a problem because this person is now having the money to invest in themselves. Dang. We have a Page of Cups. They do not like your influence at all, at all. At all, at all, at all, at all. Yeah, this is all about the inner child that you're nurturing within this person. We have the Queen of Wands. What is this about beauty? Okay, because even at the bottom of this deck, if I read further into it, we got the sensualist, the storyteller. So that's someone who expresses themselves and the sensuality is expressed. And then we have the knight and the lover. Okay, so this does come up a lot in these third-party readings where the parental figure is just obsessed with the way that you look. And I did bring up that story where I was talking about the child and the way they look. But the parental figure is obsessed with the way you look, or their child, the way the child looks. And again, this can be an adult child, someone who's of age. So it's not like you are like leading a minor astray. I'm not getting that type of energy. If this was a minor, this would be you just encouraging them to be themselves, or you know, if you were around, maybe they could wear the Superman pajamas or something like that. But I'm not saying where you're necessarily undermining this parent, because this is behind the scenes. With this Mystic card, I'm getting like High Priestess, like this is hidden. Like they're not going to come out and say, I want to stifle the inner child and the playfulness out of my child. They would just be smiling. And see, like that lady, she deflected. She didn't say, I can't stand the way my child is dressing because it's too feminine and I want to squelch that out of her. She just deflected to my singing. She didn't even acknowledge her child, like, oh, she does look cute today. Nothing. It was just, oh, but the way you're singing, oh, you're really good. Like, it was just like, use that. And that's what I mean by it's hidden. Like, she wouldn't purposely say that I'm trying to discourage my child's expression or the way she looks. The girl looked cute. Like, looked really cute. It was a cute outfit. I'm like, if I was younger, I would wear that. But I'm not, so I won't. But And by younger, I meant the girl looked like maybe she was like 17, something like that. And she was just expressing herself with little, what do they call them? The clips, the butterfly clips. And it was just like, you know how they talk about how some mothers with certain personality disorders will try to stifle the femininity out of. I remember I was watching this one video where she was talking about her narcissistic mother and how she would always chop off her hair. If her hair was ever getting long, she'd always chop it off because she didn't want her having any vestige of being feminine or looking feminine. So there is something about that going on here with the way the person, the looks. King of Wands, we have a counterpart. Okay, so for some of you, yes, this is an adult child or something, or you're the girlfriend or boyfriend of their child. And so they have an out, and maybe that's what it is. Maybe if y'all live together or share finances, they have extra money to invest in their looks or whatever dream that they have that their parent doesn't want them going into. We have the Four of Cups. I mean, this person could have been suffering from depression or other mental health struggles due to their parent constantly stifling them and locking them and their expression away. I mean, you could have encouraged this person to get therapy. Yeah. And that would have been another way. That's another way you're enabling them. Because if you encourage them to go get therapy, well, a therapist is going to tell them the truth about what's appropriate, boundaries in their family, and definitely with their self-expression. So a therapist would be on the side of the patient if the patient is being manipulated and coerced into dimming their light or in any type of way. Well, a healthy therapist anyway, and so that's another way that you would be enabling, because if they're getting therapy, then that's a way to be undermined, where someone is giving them actual real wisdom and sage advice and not just manipulating them into doing what they want. And now we have the King of Cups. What is all of this? This person may love you, or they love just your mind and the way you think. Like they fall in love with the way that you think because it liberates them. Whereas whomever this parental figure is trying to stifle them, you're liberating them, and they could be falling in love. We have the Seven of Cups. There's a lot of characters on this card here too. You're this person's like dream. That's what I'm getting with the Seven of Cups. With this Nine of Pentacles, Queen of Wands, Seven of Cups, I'm getting like you're their dream person. Like you're their dream girl or something like that. But you are encouraging them to live out their dreams also, in particular, as this falls into the 10th house, because they may have been confused about what they wanted to do for a career, because on one hand they have this thing that they want to do that expresses their inner vision or inner child, but their parent is wanting them to be under their control. Go into, I'm really feeling the occult. It's so weird. It's like this person just wants them to dibble and dabble in maybe even manipulation, energetic manipulation, and practice with them. It screams coven, like secret coven. It really does. And now that's going to be very specific for some of you. But it gives that energy. Like maybe they want them to join their secret society. Maybe they're like, oh, join the Masons, join the Eastern Stars and do this. I don't know, but it's giving that with this mystic and this child. But again, this would be very covert. They can't come out and say it. They're doing this through manipulation, which is why they have a King of Wands here. That's in the lower vibration, that's a manipulator. And look, the Eight of Wands, okay? Spiritual, and this is manipulation. And this is why your person may be confused, because they're doing some sort of manipulation on this person. But it's almost just like, I don't know how this person got to their successful ways. This is where somebody practiced magic or the craft, and it was so successful for them. They're like, this is how it's supposed to be, and now this is our family lineage, and this is what the footsteps I want you to follow. But this person is not on that. They're just not on that. They want to go and, make music and make beats or something. It seems like something artistic, to be honest. We have the 9 of Wands. Yeah. It has been a struggle for your person dealing with this, because, and this is why their mental health would have been suffering as well, because there's hidden magic going on. There's mental manipulation, sure, but there's also, this person could be casting different spells to keep this person from wanting to pursue their dreams and desires. That's why there's a 4 of Cups here. They feel disconnected and things like that. But with you, they have less time to do that. You know, they're not in their energetic field, and you're basically a first line of defense for this person because of the way you think. And the more and more they fall in love with you and the way that you think, the less and less that this energetic manipulation by this parental figure would work. That is some crazy ass shit here. We have the Hanged Man, a lot of Neptunian energy, okay? A lot of confusion, all right? And them having to come up out of it. We have the Hanged Man, the 4 of Swords. This is the type of work that they're doing, trying to stop this person. This is sick. I'm just saying, like, this is sick. This is just sick. But people do this shit, man. Whether they do it without the craft, they're not spiritual people, or whether they just do it through psychological manipulation. It's just sick. Absolutely sick. And I swear I saw that woman another time in the mall. And I was wearing, if you look at my shorts, I had this beautiful, well, you could look at my channel picture, beautiful, like magenta trench. And I was wearing that and just walking through the mall. And this woman was looking at me like as if I just triggered the demons on her. And I was just like, smiled and just kept walking. They didn't even smile back. It's like, you can see, I'm trying to tell you, when people's demons are triggered, it's like their whole countenance becomes taken over by an entity. And they can't even say anything. They're just stuck. And that's what I saw. And it was like, it's something with self-image. I don't know. Like, this woman, it just seems like I don't know, she gets her validation through her appearance or something like that, or being some sort of a guru with her appearance or something like that. And I think this is why it was like she was trying to discourage her daughter, because how dare her daughter have her own voice in how she looks. She needs to be taking advice from her. But no, her daughter looks cuter than her. Let's just be real. But that's not the point. The point is that I was just making with that is like, just the sheer lengths that people will go to try to control another person. My goodness gracious. To where they can't even get a compliment from another person. Because in that moment, I was being that girl's liberator. Okay? I was being her caregiver, nurturing her inner child. We had the child card here. Oh, your self-expression is so beautiful. It's so cute what you're wearing. Oh my gosh. And I was validating that for her. Whereas her mother didn't want any part of that. So this is what's happening with you guys. And then with this Hanged Man and the 4 of Swords, it's just like they could be doing things to make this person tired so that they don't pursue their dream. Like, and I'm seeing energetic manipulation, okay? Take that where it resonates. Not all of you. I mean, guys, people do this stuff and it's secret and hidden. You would never know. I mean, but there's books. There's magic books out there. Like, before I ever got into a lick of type of magic or energetic work or anything like that, my sister was like, oh, there's this author by the name of so-and-so, and they got these magic books. You just go get them right from the library. People are doing this stuff. And of course, it's real because it's energy work, and energy is real. So people will be doing this stuff and it's hidden. You would never, ever know. So you might be like, oh, I don't know if they're doing that, but they could totally be doing it. Okay. I mean, even if it's as simple as when you go to the Notre Dame campus, there's a place called the Grotto. You go there, you say a prayer, you light a candle. That's magic. People don't realize that just because they're invoking what they call God, you're invoking a deity, lighting a candle. People don't realize, like Christians don't realize, all of that is magic. Everything they do in church is one big witchcraft ritual. They don't call it that, but that's what the hell it is. And that's why it looks exactly like people in the occult and what they do. You pray, you might say some verses, and some of these magic books, they literally use verses from the Bible. Oh yes, a lot of them actually, in fact. Why? Because it's sacred text and it is powerful. So these Christians don't know. They be practicing magic right along with everybody else that they be saying is so evil. They just invoke God, which is great, you know, but the bottom line is it's all the same thing. So it could be someone just as simple as that, saying prayers and lighting their candles and things like that. Okay, but they're hoping that this person doesn't have the energy to do what they want to do. But they have a deep connection to you, though. 6 of Cups, 10 of Cups, child. And this 10 of Cups was reversed, and I normally don't take reversals, but sometimes I will pay attention to them, because when I get reversals in my readings, it is usually from Spirit trying to tell me the emphasis on that card and to speak life into that. So it doesn't really matter if it's upside down or not. But I do take note. The 10 of Cups, that's your connection with Spirit. It's in the reverse. This person wants this person not connected to their spirit. They honestly want them to be a shell of themselves, a zombie. Okay? They want them to be a zombie, basically, to be their puppet. Like deep connect, the six of Cups, it's the Lord of friendship. It's like the better times. It's associated with playfulness. Again, inner child energy. And it's like they don't want them to have any connection to that. But you give this person that. Okay, right behind that is the Sun. You give with your words, speaking into someone, Queen of Swords. You give this person that, and it protects them, 7 of Wands, so that they can get their minds back, King of Swords right behind that. And that's counterparts. That's counterparts. And we have counterparts here in the middle. This is a counterpart of yours. Look, and then we got Judgment. Yes, this is your counterpart, and you're waking them up from the manipulation of their flipping parental figure so they can get their mind right, because this person has just been draining their energy with manipulation and or spell work and trying to make them lose touch with who they really are. But you bring them into alignment with that again, which is beautiful. But that's why you're the liberator and the caregiver, and that's why the devil is on your side, because that's how they're seeing you, as the devil. And again, they make it about, they don't want to say that it's because love, because they don't want to look like, oh, you know, I'm against love. So they'll make it look like, oh no, they only like you because of the physical, 9 of Pentacles, Queen of Wands. Oh, this hussy is coming around and influencing them. And that's how they also can justify in their mind the shit that they do by trying to demonize and vilify you, but it's all projection. Let me see if I need to get some oracle cards with this one, child. We're going to go. Let me see. We're going to go with this one. No, you know what? Yeah. We're going to go with the Energy Oracle cards by Sandra Ann Taylor. And just get some clarification and or guidance. Look at this. Broken heart. Like this person, they're trying to make this person, like, if your person struggles with mental health, like anxiety and depression, particularly depression, it is because of this parental figure and the stuff that they're doing behind the scenes, period and point blank. Look, broken heart, but look, angel of love behind that. That's you in this person's life, collective. Healing their inner child. Their inner child is the one with the broken heart. But you're coming with a full heart and pouring into them. So it's like you're busting up this parental figure's plans to make their child some sort of puppet for them. Because let's be real, if they could, you know, get control of their child to do whatever they want to do, that's really just validation for their dark spirits that's on them. So there's nothing to do with the benefit of their child. It's to show their might and power of how good they are at being able to stop. You know what I mean? You know, these dark practitioners, they just want to flex power. That's all they're trying to do. That's why they'll never be doing nothing nice. Why don't they ever do any spell work to bless people? It's always to manipulate and control, because they just want to flex the power to show that they're so powerful that they can change people's minds and stop them. Look at this. They envy their child's journey. Okay? With you, though. Oh, yes. They envy it. See? Walking away, because that's what you would cause. The journey and walking away. Healer of the ages. Exactly. That's who you came to be in this person's life. See, sometimes I don't even, with your caring connections, sometimes I don't even need to pull the cards, because it just be out here. Plain as flipping day. Plain as flipping day. But here we are. It is so sad that, you know, oftentimes in these third-party readings, it's some parental figure trying to manipulate their child. But collective is what y'all, or your people, your love interest be dealing with. Look, hostilities. That's what they have towards you. That's what they see you as. But we got angel of strength. See? Hostilities. That's that 8 of wands, 9 of wands that they're sending to your person to stop them. Well, they're trying to stop their relationship with you because you are the liberator. You're you're the liberator. I just got the idea of Moses, and it's like, what do they call him? Deliverer. You know, they call him the deliverer. You're the Moses about to lead him out of this demonic ass shit into the promised land. But you got the angel of strength. Okay? See, so God prepared you for the smoke because God is sending you in to get this person. Like, get them up out of here. That's why you're their counterpart. Look, for rest and rejuvenation, for peace, for peace. And this person also, if your person has been dealing with energy issues or fatigue or anything that makes them lethargic, because this gives me the 4 of Swords energy, and we had that at the bottom of this deck, right behind the Hanged Man. Remember I'm saying they could be trying to make your person tired. So if your person is dealing with any type of fatigue or any type of, it could be literal physical health conditions, maybe fibromyalgia or something like that, that makes them tired or makes their body weak or anything like that, it is because of this parental figure and the work that they're doing. So it will behoove y'all, yes, to take that journey that we saw in the cutting of this deck and to walk away. The farther they get away from this person, the healthier that they will be. I don't know what type of person, you know, your partner or your love interest is. I mean, technically this could be a friend or somebody else. It doesn't necessarily have to be romantic, but I do see counterparts out here. But I mean, because it's like a lot of times you can't really tell them this stuff. All you can do is continue to encourage them. But it's just so unfortunate. Look, strategy. Yeah, their strategy is to make this person tired, but you give them strength. Their strength is renewed by their own inner spirit, their own inner child. That's how it's you giving them strength, because you encourage them to be themselves, to do what they love and what they're passionate about, and that gives them strength back. So the more and more you engage with this person, the more they're able to withstand these hostilities, these attacks. Look at that. Man holding a heart. Yeah, I told you they're in love. They're in love. So congratulations, because this is the opportunity for y'all both to move on in life and move on from this energy. But let's see. Look, see, action, community, and attachment. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Remember I said it's it could be like some sort of cult, coven, secret society, join our group. I'm trying to tell you, attachment and community. Okay, this is a dark community that this person's parent is involved with, and y'all could just never know. It is just period. It is just period. Y'all see it right here in the flipping cards. It is just period. All right, so it's just like, and they want your person to join the fold. Maybe because they are pure in heart and child in heart. Because you know, this is why these sick, dark type energy cults and stuff, they like children. This is why God says in the Bible, or Jesus says, to enter the kingdom of heaven, you have to become like one of these. It's about the purity of spirit, the purity of heart. So your person can have a pure, joyous heart, and they're draining that energy, probably for their own manifestations. As a matter of fact, this is why this mystic person doesn't want your person to go, because they want to continue to drain their energy so they can manifest off of them. They wouldn't tell them that, though. They would just be manipulating them. But this is what the hell they do. This is why these secret society and stuff, they like kids and stuff like that. Let's just be flipping real. That's the real ritual. And we always are like, why are these like churches and religious figures and cults and stuff, why are they obsessed with kids? This is why. Because they have pure energy, and it's just a sick, parasitic leeching off of that energy. I'm not going to get too deep into that, but that's what it is. So this is what's going on with your person. So the farther they can get away from them, the better. So if y'all were thinking about moving, yes, go on and move. We got an 8 of Wands right here, and it's right next to the 9 of Wands, protection. That's your protection, your strategy, okay, for them to heal, to rest and rejuvenate, to get away from these people. So if y'all were planning that, this is your confirmation. Yes, please go on ahead and do that. Because again, the farther away they get from this person, the more they can be renewed. And that is the whole point of why Spirit brought you all together. You're the liberator and the caregiver. helping this person to nurture and nourish their inner child and bring back their energy that was being drained by their own parent. Parasitic, leech-ass parent. So that's who the third party is, guys. That is a message that I have for you all today. I hope that you enjoyed it. I hope you got something beneficial from it. And I thank you for stopping by this reading. Please remember to like, share with someone who cares, save it to a playlist for future reference, hype this video up, and subscribe for more wonderful readings and luxurious eye candies such as this. And until next time, have a gorgeous day. Bye.